All right, guys. Hello, Scotty's here. So we're talking Euro US dollar tonight, and I'm just going to zoom in here on the hourly. The internet connection isn't too bad as well, so I thought I'd do a live stream. Got the week off from work as well. Let me click the screen. That's going to help. And look, I've been eyeing off the Euro US dollar. It broke through here. This level I've got it 1.66884, sorry. And yeah, really what I'd like to see is price closing near the low, and it didn't do that. So I'm just going to let this candle play out here. I would like to sell this, to be honest. And what I like about this is that it sort of bounced, faded, and pushed through again. So it sort of faked out a little bit and did bounce. I mean, it could still bounce here in this zone. Because it's not, trading isn't an exact science, so this is something to pay attention to. I'm just going to check these messages here. Hope everyone's having a good day as well. I've got 0 viewers currently, but I did want to make this video a bit earlier, obviously, to capture that 9:30 to 10:30, active period. But, at the same time, I'm still not really, intraday type, lower time frame type traders. So I am working towards that. Also, the pound is not really a buy trade either. I was looking at this, and it was sort of shaping up okay. And this candle was okay. And now this is the reason why, though, guys, you need to wait for the candles to trade. If you do backtesting, when you press the spacebar, that candle is closed, and the next one has once you press the spacebar. So, you've just got to be aware of that and have some patience. But as you can see, it's sort of poised for, who knows, it's probably going to fade away again. So I'm just going to let that trade on and quickly check my phone. What is going on? Just going to check my calendar. I go to Sydney to trial at a prop firm on me dropping my phone. I caught it. I caught the phone though. I leave on, oh gosh, when do I leave? On the 16th. So I'm there from the 17th to the 28th. Yeah, I believe those are the dates. Okay. It's actually a message from my mum, so I will reply to this message, everyone. No one's watching this live, but I think people might watch this after I upload it. Okay, so that is who I'm replying to. Okay, alrighty. Alright, so pound as a buy trade, that's off the card. So we're going to move on to the euro and see what it's doing now. It's not really. I was contemplating making this video where I enter a trade, but unfortunately there's really nothing here. I mean, let's go down to the 15-minute and really see. Look, man, even while the time frame, it's is that a buy? I don't know. You could say it's sort of formed a level here. It's just challenging. I mean, the euro is the most actively traded, pair, and the spread is it's not too bad. It's like 1 pip, 1.3, so 1.2, 1.3 pips. It's pretty good. But I mean, this is the 1 minute chart, guys. So that's range bound. That's like textbook, tight little range. So unfortunately, there's not a lot for me to trade here. I think the Aussie dollar faded a little bit as well. We'll bring that up here. I think also gold. Now this is interesting. That would have been last week. It had its little sell-off. That was more politically driven. It would have been, this time last week where we saw a great deal of political unrest in the government with the Liberal Party, and they had a vote for the new Prime Minister that failed, and they had another vote, and a different candidate got in. Lots of drama, but just looking at this now, I don't enter on things like that. Okay, if this can get a little weaker and close below these 2 wicks those 2 wicks are at just move that out of the way at 72.74. So I'm talking maybe like a 72.70 entry might be on the cards here. But I'm sort of clutching at straws. Do I want to make a trade? I do. The problem that I have is, so I work 3 weeks in the month, probably like 60 hours a week. Then I have this week off to trade, and it's a bit of a mental challenge because you're so sort of keen to be productive, but sometimes being productive in trading is not taking a trade, not at all. So I mean, I took the euro pound. And let's mark this out. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to mark this trade out. Yeah. Let me get this out of the way. There we go. All right, so the 28th I got in. Let's do my little thingamajig where I got in at what time? I think I got in here. And I got in here. Got in here on that. That should have been it, but I got in slightly higher at 96.9. High of that candle was 96.7, so that would have been the next trigger candle. And I got out, obviously at a loss, at 89.82. And that was taken on the 1 hour. No, it was taken on the 4 hour, actually. It was taken on the 4 hour. I like this here. And taken on the 4 hour using the 55-day moving average as the stop loss. So the low here was, so it's pretty much here. That was the exit. So, a bit of a boohoo moment. What I'm gonna do, take a screenshot. No one currently watching. Probably understandable. I mean, it's, if I'm really honest, there's no trades here. So, it's sad and unfortunate, but that is life. And like I said, you can still be very productive and, just not trade. You don't have to trade, but, I'm the type of guy that, I like to be busy and things like that. So we're just going to, I think you can see this, but I'm going to take a screen grab of this. All right, so you selected. Hope everyone's having a great day as well. I would say that I am having a good day. I'm having a good time. It's been a pretty good week. I've been doing some training and back into athletics. Had a bit of time off. it's good to, exercise and find some balance. Because I was getting a bit crazy with the trading. I was sort of like, it was too much, too much. And for me personally, I like to be active physically. My brain functions a bit better like that. So, although to get better at trading, you do need to be pretty obsessive about it. All right, so anyway, I'm just going to file this away before I forget because this was a losing trade. Always going to learn from those losing trades though. Okay. Making sure this is the right file. This euro pound. Actually, this is just looking at the file here. This is the second. Second euro buy trade. Hey, look. I mean, if you're put off by losing in trading, you are not going to like trading. You've got to get right back on the horse. You've got to be monitoring trades. I've taken the risk down to 1% per trade because of the instability that's going on in the euro, in the pound. I think this was driven by there was a soft Brexit announcement, so it was not ideal timing. It was a bit of a punch in the head actually because the pound, really rallied. And the euro wasn't like terribly weak against the US dollar, but for some reason it really, it rallied really strongly against the euro, as you can see. So it might have been obviously positive for the pound. So, but hey, you get that, and it's sort of the pound is not really tradable currently, and the euro US dollar is. Yeah, so guys, what I'm going to do here, I am going to stop the video. I'm probably going to do some back testing. I might film it as well, but this is the third video of the day. If you haven't seen the first one was me going over the Swiss yen and how that's going. I'm still long Swiss yen and purely technical trade. Nothing to do with fundamentals. It's just a bone stock, technicals trade, breakout type play. And euro pound was a breakout trade too. And that didn't work, and I go into that. And also the next thing I uploaded was Trade Talk with Connor and myself. We went over, what's silver doing, what's gold doing, and we discuss, the big institutions and how they love to drive the price down of, the precious metals, but they'll hold a great deal of physical, gold and silver. So you have to be very wary of that if you're buying reversals and things like that on gold, because the trend is very down and you've just got to be mindful of that. But holding physical precious metals might be the way to go. Again, risk disclaimer, whatever, there's some guy on the internet. But it's, Connor made some very good points. He's got an economics background. I don't so much. So if you do have a spare 16 minutes or so, check out what Connor was saying about that. We discussed the euro in detail. He goes into details about how his year has been going so far, which has recently taken a bit of a nosedive. But you can hear that he's still positive, and you sort of have to be, if you're a trend trader, and he really is. I mean, he was holding the euro US dollar short for more than 2 months, and it bounced and it took him out. I think it might have been close to break even, though he had progressively moved the stock down. But anyway, guys, that is it for now. So no trade on the euro. I mean, just looking at this now, though, it's making lower lows, but it's just not quite there yet. And the pound as a potential buy trade is not so appealing. The wicks here, it's just looking at it, it's just a no-go. I want to buy it, I do want to trade, but no. Really, this candle here was pretty key in my opinion, because this would have taken out some stops of buys, and now it moved. That's not great, and that's not good, and it's all just, who knows, but it's important to get some sleep. So, I mean, as I say that, I'll probably go to bed at 1 a.m. But at least I'll be in bed monitoring things on the phone, and I won't, have all the lights on in the office and things like that. So I find it's good. Like the next hour, hour and a half, you want to get to sleep. You want to try and minimize the screen time. Obviously, the phone is still a screen, but you just got to check. You got to check just in case, because when you don't, is the time that it will move in your favor, and you've been stalking it for a while, which I have, and you know you get punished for that um, laziness to the market, because you have to be watching the screens at certain times. Like when 1 a.m. when that candle closes will be pretty key. Euro US dollar actually looks better. Yeah, Euro US dollar. I mean, look at this. If it closes near that low, probably gonna have to put a penny order in there. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and bye for now.